what that song is that they're playing right now. Whatever. Anywho's, how is everybody doing? Yeah, see, it's got like this iridescent. All right, so here we go. We're gonna get started. Hello. All right. So, what was coming before was like, it was weird. It was like, I couldn't tell if it was metaphorical or if it was somebody was being literal. Like, it was like somebody asking, okay, so when do I win the lottery? Like, is it going to be the lottery? Is this the week for the lottery? And I'm like, okay, are we talking? Is somebody being, oh, thank you. Is somebody being very legitimate with like lottery, like the lottery that I know? Or is it like, when you feel like you won the lottery, like when you feel like something's so great? And it's like somebody's going, there's just this question. And that type of question, I'm like, the lottery? Like it was very much left like at that, just like, so I'm gonna win the so I get the lottery. Like I feel like somebody's like, I don't know, there's something here recent right now where it's like, what about the lottery? Or like, I'm gonna win the lottery, or can it be the lottery? Like, I don't know. And I'm kind of like, okay, I'm just, and maybe my human is question things a little bit too much. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean? But I think somebody is, like, my human wants to be like, is somebody's legit asking that. I'm like, okay. Because I'm really trying to stretch this. And I'm like, let's figure out what they're talking about. Because I get this sense that it's more like somebody posing that to like their spiritual team, like to like, this is it, this is the thing, this is what we're gonna do, the lottery. You know what I mean? Like, is it? So I don't know if this is the idea of wanting something to come in a large amount, wanting things to like an eruption, like a volcano eruption, like something just pops off, going from little to a lot. This could be like anything from business to opportunities to, friends. Like, I don't know, like feeling like you just won the lottery is like the level of excitement and gratitude and relief and like luck with that. The amount of luck you would feel to have been able to do that, So I'm kind of like, okay, well, we'll figure, like what are the chances? What are the odds? Maybe the lottery is about that. The odds. Like getting something that where the odds are stacked against you, where they're not necessarily in your favor, like the level of luck to get something that you feel like you have a very low probability of getting. I'm like, okay. So maybe that's what somebody's asked. Somebody's like, well, is it, like, I just feel like saying, is it this week? Like, that's what I want to be like, is it this week I win the lottery? Is it this week? Is it this week that things happen that are so seemingly impossible to happen? Is this the week that something, there's a gnat flying around and I just felt like something landed on my mouth and I will kill it. Just saying. You will not survive. Get the fuck away from me. Oh my God. Hold on. This is weird. Okay. As I said, that gnat will die. I was thinking of like, how like flies indicate, or, gnats are just little baby flies. Like flies are an indication of like people wanting to work against you, negative energy coming your way, trying to stop you, whatever else it is. And then I just looked up and I promise you, I have a picture over here. Y'all never see it. And the entire time I've had it there, it's always been, and I don't know why, but this thing was like this. And I'm like, excuse me? So it felt very weird that I noticed that because I was sitting here getting ready the whole time. I've looked at the damn thing a million times. And all of a sudden, it's cockeyed. Is that the right word? It's crooked. We'll just say that. And I'm like, as I'm thinking the same thing about the net. And I'm like, but my attitude was, you will. Like, I just feel like somebody's ready to railroad over anybody that stops them from something. So there's just something with the, like, I really cannot. You shake the feeling like somebody's legit asking about the lottery. But, maybe somebody's just like, I'm ready. Is this the week that my luck pops off? That the dam opens? Like, is this, I don't know. It's in that realm, guys. It's in that realm. Okay, so we are going to go there. Madam Endorse fortune telling cards. And it is a Monday, so that would make sense. Is this the week? Is it going to happen? Like, I feel like, how like somebody could, it feels almost like somebody who makes comments like, I'd love for this to happen, or I love this, and it'd be so great if some kind of miracle could happen. It's so like, so you know how when somebody will tell you what they want in passing without coming right out and saying it? I feel like somebody's been doing that with spirit, and somebody legit just feels like they're going, so is it happening? Like, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things where it's like, it feels very upfront, to the point, no mincing words of that question. You know what I mean? Instead of fiddle farting around the issue, you just come right out and ask it. And it's like, and they're serious. They're like, is this the week? You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay. And I'm leaving this open because I know darn good and well a lot of things come through, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the images are frequently not exact. They're like metaphors, right? So I'm just over here curious as to that. I the way that this deck just bends really weird. Like, it's like really, it starts doing this, but it has like a dip, and I'm like, I don't even do it like that. Like that. I do it from the, like, I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it wants to bend in my hands. It's weird. Maybe that's the reason why it bends, because I have short fingers. And so in order to wrap my fingers around it, I have to bend it a little. Okay, I could see how it would relate in that. I'm like, how does this relate? And then it's like the puzzle pieces start falling into place. So if there is some level of luck that pops off this week, like, what are the odds is what I want to say. What are the odds? Like, odds stacked against you kind of luck. And it happens, they're like, there needs to be a sly and subtle approach. Don't bring a lot of attention to it. And I feel like there's a strategic, sly and subtle approach is always about strategy to me. Like, let's approach this with a very discerning eye on exactly how we're going to handle this. You know what I'm saying? And it's also with the subtlety, it's like, sometimes when something good happens, we just want to advertise it like something funny. And I get the feeling of the first thing you need to do is zip the lip. Okay? Then we got seek guidance and wisdom from elders. I feel like there's somebody that has an expertise in this area that you need to seek out first. It's almost like, get information on how to handle this situation, or how to do something with this sudden luck, this sudden popping off, so that you approach it appropriately and don't squander something. Like, you don't like get guidance and help and assistance on how to address this before you make it public. Like, I feel like there's, which is so funny. It's probably why they brought up the idea of the lottery, because that's what you would do with the lottery, right? Like, you don't necessarily publicize it. You got to be strategic about it when you first win. People will come in and tell, like, I hear things all the time where it's like, when you get in a position of prominence, people will find a reason to come after you just to get a piece of the pie. People you don't even know. And this is not just with the lottery win. Like, this is just anybody who has a position, and it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? And then it's like, also with like, maybe this is a metaphor, like with whatever this is that's popping off for you, it's like, you want to set it up right before people are able to influence it or touch it or or to even know about it. Like maybe this is something where it's like seek guidance from like a professional that has to be have confidentiality so that things don't get out, like somebody who has the credentials to help guide you in this, right? So if there's a strategy that's needed, because I told you slide and subtle approach is needed, it's a only discuss and disclose and converse about whatever is about to happen, because you're asking about something and they're acting like it's going to happen. Because I'm talking like it's already happening, and they're like, yeah, so this is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. But the person was just asking almost flippantly, but very directly, like not actually anticipating something will, right? So this is like slide and subtle approach is needing a strategy and finding the person that can help you come up with that strategy, right? Okay. What is hey David, slide and subtle. Gotcha, David. I'm fine. Video. Okay. Then we have you will receive news from afar. This could even be like a you know how like people can get a job offer, but when you finally get into a situation where it's like the contract may be something where it's like there's a lot on the line, right? And you can negotiate stuff, and you could actually go to somebody to help you with that. You know what I'm saying? Like to look through something. And that's where almost being shrewd and strategic comes into play. Like playing your cards right. Okay. Be meticulous. Like, I want to say more than that, it's methodical about something. Perseverance is rewarded. I feel like the sun is the yes. So if there's something that you've been waiting, wanting, or desiring, or putting out to the universe, saying I want this, and it's almost like a little seemingly impossible, or it feels like because that's the one thing that would feel like hell yes if it actually came through, because we're constantly manifesting a lot of different things, right? But some things can feel like the little more loftier goal, a little more loftier desire, and so it's like hitting the lottery when some shit like that happens. This is kind of that. And the sun card to me is, oh, don't worry, like, because you're finally just coming right out with it, and you're like, look, is this the week this is gonna happen? Like, you're just like, you know how like little kids will kind of hint to something, and oh, I would really love a blah blah blah, and you know damn good well what they're asking for, and you're just like, would you really want something like that? Oh, I know, wouldn't that be good? And you're just going back and forth, right? And finally, eventually, they're like, are you not gonna get me a blah 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 blah? And it's like, oh, you want, like, so you're asking, you're flat out going, is it happening? Like, I don't know. There's just something that you've been beating around the bush. And it's like, yes, your perseverance, your consistent asking. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Your consistent desire for this. Like, it wasn't something fleeting. It wasn't something that you, it's not something fleeting. You know, like sometimes you can just get tired of asking for something and then you move on to the next shiny object, right? This is something that you have consistently said, I would really like to have this, and I would really, you know, and you'd think that the spirit would be much like a parent where you're like, oh my God. But sometimes as a parent, you just wait. You wait. Like instead of playing the passive aggressive, skirt around the issue, you want someone to be able to vocalize what it is that they want. We did talk the other day about claiming something. Once you claim it, it happens. And so I feel like maybe that's what this moment is. This is the week where you're like, you just flat out, no pussyfooting around, and you just ask, boom. You know what I mean? And you're like, look, this is what I want. And there's something about the very directness and your energy that says you're serious about this. This isn't like a skirt around, like I'd really love if this could, that kind of energy. That's not this. And so it's like your perseverance, your dedicatedness to wanting and desiring something, and your patience, and then going, I'm serious, I want this, somehow brings it about. They're like your perseverance is rewarded. It's a yes. This some cards always a yes. So with this, it's like, but they're saying prior to this, you need to be, for some of you, there's a level of preparedness that needs to happen. Almost like you hear some people talk about like these, like if you're manifesting something, go ahead and start planning as if it's going to happen. And I think that there's some things that you need to know and understand, or start preparing yourself, so when it arrives, it's like you hit the ground running. Now, that was a little bit of yesterday's reading, where it was like the hamster ball where it just keeps going, or the day before, where it's like it's this continuous conversation, and it's like you moving from one thing to the next, and the next step, that's the reading. And it was just, there wasn't this like start and stop, start and stop. So maybe there's a little bit of that, where strategy and seeking wisdom, like get the knowledge you need before this comes in so you can act accordingly. Okay, so let's use the lottery. I think the lottery may be a metaphor, although I do believe there's some people that are asking for it because it feels like that. I feel like Spirit's like, well, I'm like, is somebody really asking? Not that it's not okay to ask for that. It's just not generally something that I'm going to be reading about. So I was like, are we really going there? We are. It is the sense that it's like, let's use it. It is the perfect metaphor, though, guys, for any situation, right? So, like, if we were to, who would you call? Like, do you know the rules of your state? Can you claim it? You're not anonymously. Who are the top trust attorneys? How long does it take to establish a trust? And like, where would you file that? And then, could the trust attorney also be the person overseeing blah, blah, blah? What do you need to establish a trust? Like, kind of like being in the know. So when something happens, you could just execute it right then and there, instead of feeling like you're scrambling and make some kind of mistake after it arrives. So there is that would be the sense of getting some wisdom, some understanding, seeking things out. And then also like taking a very strategic approach. And then there's this level of like, once it happens, you have to be patient with it, right? So let's again, we're going to use this as a metaphor. So when you win the lottery, you don't just go straight there and claim the money, right? You could establish a trust before you ever win the lottery, right? But once you do, the process of claiming it through the trust and getting things established and blah, 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 you're not like, it takes a moment, right? And you don't share it with anybody, and you set things up a certain way. So there's like being very, again, still strategic and not impulsive with this information that comes. So maybe as something happens, it's like, we know that you've been asking for this for quite some time, and you're like, look, is it? And they're like, absolutely. But you also still need to keep your wits about you. Don't go, no gung ho-ness. Okay? Making dumb mistakes, running our mouths and stuff. But also not trying to rush it once the news arrives. Like, there may be an element of implementation with something. And so it's about still having to bide your time, biting your tongue, and all that kind of stuff. Does that make sense? So let's focus on whatever this news is. Because to you, whatever it is, it feels like it's a fuck yes. You know what I mean? Like you won the lottery kind of thing. Like you're like, oh my God, the relief, the luck, the whatever it is, you just feel really good about. There's just a level of intelligence in how you move with this. Okay. So let's just figure this out. Hold on. My phone just went. But my children are here, so. In case anybody was wondering, I have a child that starts high school in 2 days. And I'm not okay. Now, I have one that already went through high school and graduated, and he's about to turn 20. But he was in high school when the pandemic hit. I'm like, can I still say that? Is it okay to say that now? I don't know. YouTube was fickled for a while. And so his whole entire second half, like when all the good shit was supposed to happen, the proms, the high school dances, like it happened his junior year. And it was they were still in and out of school, even in his senior year. So it happened the end of his junior year, and then they were still out of school for like he ended up having to go to a program because he can't learn without somebody, like, you know what I mean? So he had to go to a different, like he didn't get any of the things. He didn't get a graduation. They had it where you could drive up and get his diploma and take a picture in front of a wall or something like that. He just got his diploma. Like they didn't have any of that stuff. So all of that got thwarted. Like he was like at every basketball game. He was, you know, so this one is like a full on, so we fucking hope, high school experience. I don't know why I'm going on about this. Maybe something's been thwarted before for you, and this is going to be the full on experience for you. Like it went south somehow before, and so things didn't pop off, but things are popping. Things are going to go. So we're hoping for the full on 4-year experience for him, and I'm not ready. I have pictures. Literally in 2 years, this child has gone from looking like a child to a freaking wannabe man with a mustache and everything. And I'm like, oh, yes, my son, 14, has a mustache better than some of you. And he's already getting the beard stuff. And I'm like, he has the big, beautiful curls. Anywho, I went down that road for a reason. Probably because somehow that might be a thing where something seemingly looked like it was going to pop up and then it didn't. And now it is. Like the full-on experience gets to happen, right? So let's see. You will receive news from afar. What is this? Give me a hot minute. Right? He is so cute. He's so cute. In fact, I think some of the OGs here, I used to post once in a while pictures of him and his baby brother, who's now just turned 7. He's a Leo. Little man just turned 7. And he's so tall, he comes to here. I posted a picture when they went to school and stuff like that, that year, about 2 years ago. And he looked like a child then too. But he does not now. Let's see. Let me figure out how this is going to be. He's my man, baby. I am curious about the first card. I got to be honest with you. You mean? I'm getting a little something, but then again, I'm like, I feel like there's more to that one. Oh, man. So somebody, okay, so this is what they're giving me. There was a loss in pleasure. They're giving me directly straight from this. We got the 5 of Cups. This is Hermetic Tarot, by the way. 5 of Cups. At the bottom, it literally says Lord of Loss and Pleasure. Because when shit goes wrong and all you can do is see the wrong that has happened, everything spilled out on the floor before you. And you don't even, you're not even in the space to be able to recognize the beauty in the 2 cups that are still there. Because whatever you see is just a shit show. Like you lose your fervor for life in those moments. And sometimes those moments last a really long time. And there was a level of deception and deceit. We got the Seven of Swords, which does feel a little bit like trickery. Like feeling, I don't know, tricked by spirit, tricked by the universe, tricked by your own mind. Like I thought this could be, and it, I thought the lottery was going to happen before. Now the lottery. I thought this, and it's like feeling like, so maybe there was just like, that's where the roundaboutness, the I love blah 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 blah. Like you never would say it directly because before it didn't happen. Like maybe you pretended like I'm okay if it doesn't. It's okay, because you were afraid of that rejection again, much like a little kid where they skirt around it because they don't really want to hear you say no, and so they're just hoping that you'll just give it to them instead of you asking for it directly. Because the last time they asked, it was just before bed, and you said no, and they have a habit of always asking just before bed, not the right time, and it's like it just wasn't the appropriate time for them, and you always had to say no. So the universe always had to say no to you. Like it just wasn't the moment. Like you kept thinking it was going to pop off. It kept looking semi like it was going to, and it just didn't. It didn't. And so this loss of pleasure in the hopefulness, playing in the field of possibilities and things like that. So you probably started doing a more indirect, like, it'd be great. I would love it if it did, but if it didn't, I'm okay. That kind of thing, right? Because you didn't want to set yourself up for failure again. You didn't want to, like, you know what I mean? Because you feel like you kind of lied to yourself, like you created some false narrative for yourself. Maybe sabotage yourself by putting all your eggs in that basket. So you're like, kind of thing. Because you really, really thought it would pop off. You thought something was going to happen, and it didn't. But now this news from afar feels like it's the Knight of Pentacles. It's in a stable energy. It's in the realm of possibility. It can become reality. It is something coming in. And then we have the Two of Wands, which has been showing up a lot lately, which is the willingness to take action on something new. Okay, so what is the Knight of Pentacles? Page of Swords. It is a message. Okay, so between the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, it is news, communication, information coming, but I want to say it probably is in the realm of security. It could be finances, job, but it's very solid. It is legitimate. There's a sense of security with this. And it is almost like an offer that you would then have to take action towards. So what is the Nine of Pentacles? Give me more detail. It's some sort of decision on a choice or like it's something tangible within your world, because we have the King of Swords with the Two of Pentacles. It's as if someone is giving you the option, someone has chosen, has decided to give you an opportunity or an option. But the presence of the Two of Pentacles almost gives me the air of still like a choice in the matter. Like a yes or a no. It does give it's a very tangible path. A path that can execute change, because the King of Swords always, he's able to do because he knows, right? So the Queen of Swords is that eagle eye view, understanding the greater picture, having the wisdom and the discernment to be able to make that decision and to do based upon that. And the King of Swords kind of upholds what decision they've come to, takes action swiftly and decisively. Okay, I know they're trying to describe something. What is the news? I would say it's an opportunity to kind of get out of a limiting circumstance or situation. Okay, some cycle or perpetual, like there's something that you're stuck in. This could either be a job, this could be where you live, this could be a state of lack. Like this, whatever it is, it's something that you feel. You're like, I feel the loop, like things playing out over and over and over and over and over again, not being able to get out of that situation or circumstance. Something you feel trapped by and you can't see a way out, right? Like you can't see, that gives the lottery energy. It's like, what are the odds? Like things are stacked against you. The odds are against you for something to happen. But it's paired with the Six of Pentacles, which means a person that was without will be given something to bring them back into the energy of having, to even the playing field. Six of Pentacles is resources and options and time, and like it is the thing that you need to get you out of the devil energy, whatever you are trapped by. So somebody is giving you the option. I want to say the Two of Pentacles is you, the opportunity or option. There's you get the opportunity or option. And it is a communication coming in. It is an offer of some sort. I don't know why I feel a little like a bit of a pushback from the idea that it's an offer. Is it because it's tied to somebody? Like, what is this? Let's talk about this, because the King of Swords has come up several days in a row as well. Give me some information on this. Okay. So right now, the news from afar, King of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Swords are all together. If you've been stuck in some situation or circumstance that you could not take action towards because you did not have the necessary tools, resources, finances, but something about what is on offer gives you the leverage to take action towards something. So if there's something, and here's the thing, you may have been offered something that you felt like you couldn't take action towards. And you're going to get what is necessary to be able to say yes, to make that choice and decision. But it is something that I feel like almost there's a level of, with the strategy and getting the right information, that there's a slight preparation for it. All right, I want to focus on the King of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Like, what is going on here? Could you please explain this to me? Okay, I'm doing pretty here. The end of a difficult situation, embrace the change and expect things to get better now. And then don't give up. Have courage and believe in yourself. You know, the way it was like, so is this the week I win the lottery kind of thing, was like, that felt very flippant, but also serious, but not really expecting to have this kind of response from spirit. And they're like, yes, are you ready? Because a lot's going to change. Dun, dun, dun. Like, damn, spirit, did you have to make it feel that way? Like, couldn't you have been like, yes, aren't you happy? They're like, yeah, are you ready? Because we need to get serious about this. And it's like, what a way to change the tone. Shit. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like to me. It is. It is. And then there's it. Oh, there's a level of protection around this as well. Like protecting this new beginning and protecting what happens. That's where the strategy and the guidance comes in. Whatever's on offer, you will need some level of expertise or guidance on. And it is going to pop off. So I think that's where the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Fire comes from, because it says protect that which you've created. And if we think of creation, it took, like, remember all the times where like you were like, I'm asking and nothing came through, and I'm asking and nothing came through because timing wasn't right. So all, like, you hanging on, perseverance is rewarded for all this time and still having that desire, even though you didn't necessarily always come right out and ask. And you're bold enough to finally do it. And it's this whole time, things have been happening to prepare you for this. And so you've been working, whether you realize it or not, on whatever you've asked you want to pop off, whatever luck you're asking for, whatever that is. And they're like, yes, things are going to get better. And you need to do what you need to do to protect it. Sly and subtle approach, get the guidance, be meticulous and patient as you implement things. Don't be hasty. Do the right thing. Use your discernment. And it's like, good Lord. Okay. So literally, this is what I was saying, Seven of Cups. But it's the words at the bottom. Let me just tell you, this is why I like this deck. Okay. A complex decision, the need to do research. Stop procrastinating. You don't need to be in this energy of like not knowing what to do when this happens. You need to know what the fuck you're gonna do. You need to execute it. You need to seek guidance on the things that you're uncertain about. Okay? Like whatever good is about to happen can have a lot of ramifications. And it's like you need to approach this with the level of fervor that you've wanted this. Excitement is great, but it's almost like being so respectful and honoring of the fact that this is being bestowed upon you or is being offered to you, that you approach it appropriately. Like, you know, the idea where you got some tarot readers or even just spiritualists that talk about how you, like, the way in which you treat your money is the way in which has everything to do with your ability to manifest, right? And so it's like the level of care and attention and respect, I want to say, and setting yourself up. You've got some people who win the lottery and they can live forever on it and do a lot of good in their life. And then there's other people who in 4 years, it's all gone. And they won like millions upon millions upon millions. Do you have a plan for when this pops off? Do you have a plan for how you're going to approach it? How you're going to, what you're going to do with it? How you're going to expand and grow on it? Because we do have that here also. We have the Three of Pentacles, which is the building upon what happens, so that this is lasting and not fleeting. And even if you don't seek out the guidance and the wisdom from somebody beforehand, it is the willingness to do so as soon as this comes in. It is knowing that you don't have all the answers, and that it's okay to, like, they just said trusted advisors. Like, it's okay to have trusted advisors. It's okay to have people in your corner that are the experts of something. That I don't know why it's like that. It's like there's somebody that may have information you don't, and it might feel conflictory to be like a sly and subtle approach where you kind of need to be like, you know what I mean? It's like not being reckless with it. By no means in any of this are they saying not to enjoy it. It's just, now what are you going to do with this? Remember all those times that you said, if this happens, I'm going to do this. If this happens, this is how I'm going to do that. Are you going to put your money where the mouth is, so to speak? You said all of that. Now's the time to do it. I shit you the fuck not. Here's the 10 of Wands, and it literally says, accept help from others. Too much work. You need to have individuals to help you. But again, be smart about it. We're not talking about mommy and daddy. We're not talking about so-and-so. We're talking about those who have the guidance. I have Horus over here, who really know this situation or circumstance, utilizing their intelligence, their know-how, their wisdom. This isn't running to mommy and daddy, and then, people, it happens all the time. People find success and they rely on people that are closest to them that don't have a fucking clue, and then they get screwed over and things like that. So there's a level of whatever this is, the odds of it happening, and it's like for you, it's like, fuck yes. It's like winning the lottery. What are you going to do with it? But don't also look at this, because seeking wisdom and guidance, it also says oracle on top, the oracle. There may be certain individuals in your life that just have an like can tap in like no other. Because they can see the situation for exactly what it is. I'm not saying that mommy and daddy may not be those people. I am just saying, I think you need to choose wisely. You need to be strategic about who is allowed to give you advice, because you will need some. You will need some guidance. You'll need help. You're not like, whatever this is I feel like bigger than you, and it's like you're not the be all end all. You do need to do some research on your own. You need to vamp up your knowledge in some particular area, just so that you can make decisions appropriately. And this is literally like getting recognition. The 3 of Pentacles is building, collaborating, networking, and growing something. This is the growth period of your empire. It is making whatever this is that pops off into something, because it ain't the 4 of Pentacles yet. This isn't a foundation just yet. This is creating the foundation of what you will do next. So is this an actual offer? Is this just something very stable that was slow to come in, like the Knight of Pentacles can, you know what I mean? That it took some time to establish. My nose is itching like crazy, guys. We do have some level of information, communication, or contact that's happening. Messaging with the Page of Swords. What is contained within this message? I'm going to stick with this one. What's contained within this message? And again, I do think it has a financial aspect to it between the 2 of Pentacles, and very material, real world thing between the 2 of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. What does it contain? What is in this message? Page of Swords, please. What is contained within it? What is contained within it? We got 45 minutes. Bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Water, which is the Nine of Cups. The two cards that came out is the Ace of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. Literally at one thing says growth and enhancement, a new home. I shit you not, it says a new home. This is like resurgence of love, of life. And then right here, it literally says good news about financial matters, a new area of interest. Tie those two together. Tie those two together. Tie those two together. How do they come together? Maybe this is just for some of you, it is a new home, and for others, it's something else. Okay, Hierophant, down below. I can't make this shit up. Like, Spirit is exactly saying exactly what the fuck they mean. Like, point blank. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. This is also tapping into the other energy where I said you're going to come into people who will be on your level, who are your equivalent, who are your energetic match, and they will help to keep you elevated, right? And then it's a significant life event, powerful revelation that leads to change. There's a significant life event tied to some level of good news that impacts your everyday, that can lead to a new home and a new area. It does say a new area. In a new area. Is it appropriate to say an offer? Or is this just something that comes in that gives you the opportunity? Because we do have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is almost as if like you get the resources and you make the opportunity, you make of it what you will kind of thing. So to me, that would be like, if you came into the finances, could you make this major, could it be used to create this major change in your life? Absolutely. Is it necessarily like, it's what you do with it versus an offer is something that you have to accept and might have some type of conditions with it. Whereas the other would be like giving, like giving the path and whether you take it or not. Because we also have the Two of Wands. And that's where I'm like, I want to clarify this. Like, is this something, maybe it's both. Maybe for some it isn't, like it goes one way, still the same energy. And for others, it goes the other direction. But that's the clarity that we're seeking right now, because you will receive news from afar is saying, to me, it just feels ambiguous, not specific enough. Maybe it needs to stay that way. Maybe it does. But I'm still going to ask why my nose is gone. Like, I'm thinking, guys. Sorry. Good night, LP. I just reached for it. I didn't even think. So that's a Mother of Earth, Ace of Earth, which is the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles on the split. All right, you've got to get more specific with this. Oh, when did that fucker come out? Wheel of Fortune. that jumped out of my hand. Ace of fire. Ace of wands, basically. I don't understand. I get no energy from this one. So we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Ace of Wands, guys. This is either, again, it's like a new project, a new interest, a new option. We're about to get to the Emperor status here because we have King of Swords, King of Fire, and the King of Wands and King of Cups. All of these have been, there's some person in, at the bottom of that, we have the Fool card. Some individual that I think is offering up this option. I'm going to call it an option. The action could be whether you take it and accept it and use it as you see fit. But it's somebody who is in a position to do this, okay? That is choosing to give you this resource, option, whatever it is. Maybe this person is the mentor. I don't know. They're not giving me that specifics. But they're the ones that are putting this other pentacle in front of you. The pentacle that the knight is carrying. And it's going to come through some form of communication. Like they're going to contact you, communicate with you about this. And then there's some form of leaving certain things behind. We have the Eight of Cups here. Eight of Cups is generally like there's always a turning away from something in order to go for what we want, right? Either some people call it like a level of sacrifice. Some people say it's a level of like it's just like to get what you want, you have to leave what no longer serves you, blah, blah, blah. There's all kinds of scenarios where that could play out. But there is a level of this Ace of Pentacle. I mean, we have an Ace of Cup, an Ace of Wands, and an Ace of Pentacles out here. To move in this trajectory, this path, it does require you to leave other things behind. And I guess that's where the level of choice is involved. And that may be where there's a sense of strategy and seeking out help and assistance from others to sever whatever you have been doing to go where you are going. Maybe that requires a bit of strength, a bit of, and you kind of have to like be very meticulous about this. Again, I feel like I'm dancing around this. Like they're describing it without saying exactly what it is, probably because that just popped in my hand. Most people are going to have a different experience with this. So they're kind of like describing it and how it feels and what you're going to experience versus telling you exactly what it is. It may create some level of, it could either create a level of conflict to walk away from something, but I feel more like whatever this is brings peace to a state of conflict that you've been experiencing in your life. We've got the Five of Wands, which is just chaos and like the shit that you got to deal with and do. And it's like, the things that aren't pleasant and like, it goes from trial and error and like messing up and you know what I mean? And like just feeling like, fuck, like fighting through life sometimes, right? You're not dead, but you've been having to fight through it to the Four of Swords, which is like the peace and the calm and the break and the storm. So maybe the walking away is more of like the things that you've been wanting to walk away from. And that's really what Spirit has been saying. Are you, like, once you get it, are you ready to do this? You've been saying you want it and now it's going to show up. Are you ready? Are you ready? You might need some help and assistance to move forward. You have to do your research, right? Because like this is gonna, we've got the complex decision. This is gonna involve a lot of stuff. When whatever opportunity, resource, or offer is on the table, it's going to clear things up for you. But you are going to need to kind of like seek out help and assistance, but not just from every Joe Schmo. This isn't like people on social media, oh my God, what do I do? And like everybody and their mother has an opinion. It's not that. You need to find people who have the wisdom that you specifically will need. And you need to come up with a strategy, and you need to approach this seriously and give it the due diligence and respect as this unfolds, so that things happen appropriately and that you can expand on it and you can build, like the Three of Pentacles. You can't just take this like a flippant, like woohoo, and then it's like suddenly things are going to get better. Like what you do with it determines how long this is going to last. You aren't in an energy where you're ready for this. You are in a space where you're ready, but they're like, as excited as you may be, it's almost like being willing and ready to hit the ground running, but not like the Knight of Wands, right? Believe in yourself, protect what you've gotten to, help it to grow, seek out the wisdom from others. This is your lottery, whatever it may be. This is like, when we think of the lottery, it's like, oh, it'll be life-changing. They're like, yeah, we just told you that. A life-changing experience. There's going to be a life-changing experience. But again, you need to be an active participant in it, and what you do with it matters. Whether you even take action towards it. Because the story behind the Six of Pentacles is that the man who has the resources and ability has the scales, trying to weigh out who he can give to and who is worthy of, right? Who is in the right position. I don't want to say worthy. I want to say you're in the right energy now. The other times weren't right. Now it's right. Because usually in the Six of Pentacles, on one side is one person who's not receiving, and then on the other side, there's another person who is. Now, the story behind that is when this person gives you the money, like this is going to be the evening, like the evening of the scales, the leg up that you were wanting, the reprieve from the lack. And it's like, if you invest wisely, if you use this opportunity to make the right moves, it's like, are you going to be happy? And does this pull you out of a lack? Absolutely. Is this going to put you in a place of feeling comfortable again? Absolutely. But you can continue this and perpetuate it and grow it and create something from it. And that's the idea. The idea is to be in the position one day of the person that can then bestow that help, resource, assistance, guidance on others. So even if this is a mentor coming into your life, it is, if you are playing your cards right, you will take that help and that assistance and that mentorship, because what they give you is going to be a wealth of knowledge, and you can grow that. Like if this is a person coming into your life, you've hit the jackpot of people to come in and support you. Like this person, a lot of people want to think that they have something to bestow. And the thing is, by listening to this, you get to, it's that ripple effect. You get to share. It will impact so many others. And we did have the card yesterday that talked about, or the day before, using your skills to aid others. What you get from this you can help and impact other people with. So you can be the person, this King of Swords, Emperor type of energy who has this to offer. You will become that person one day if you play your cards right. Okay. And this is, don't mistaken it, this is a major change in your fortune. But we've seen people squander that. We have seen people, and I think that that's the loop you may be getting out of. You may have had other times in your life where things started to go good and it just went bad again. And it's like, this is your opportunity to get out of that and to stay out of that, to not have to return to that. But we've seen the people who, based upon their choices and decisions, can put themselves right the fuck back where they just got out of. So it's all what you do with this. But you will be receiving some type of news from afar. You will be receiving some type of information on an opportunity, resource, things like that, and do with it what you will. Hey, Curdy. The funny thing is, I don't have my coffee today. I just hopped on. I've got something sitting over there. I've looked at it several times. And I'm like, wow. Hi over there. I didn't get to drink you at all. But, yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I hope that was beneficial. If you just joined, you definitely want to go back and start from the beginning and kind of get whatever information you can from that. But thank you for joining, and I will see you all later this week. Yay. Just remember, though, like, we've got things like school starting again. So, schedule and things like that are a little bit like wonky the first week. So I may or may not be on. We'll figure it out, though. Okay. All right. Hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your day.